Hey everyone, it's Dr. Smith from Accomplished Health and Wellness and Heather Fiore from Free State Nutrition. And we were going to talk about two things today, seltzer, the seltzer craze, and fats. But we decided to change that to just the seltzer craze, and that's for you, Elizabeth. So, because the topic was a little bit big. So anyways, we do have tea today that's in not fancy cups. These are just regular cups. And I'll show you what we're having, maybe. So, ooh, I gotta turn it over. So this is Lipton Delight. It's chai tea, people. Let me see. And it's from the Craig. And it smells really good, and it's a little bit strong, but I kind of like it.
I like it strong.
So yeah, so maybe next time I might add a little extra water, but I love chai tea. It has a lot of cool stuff in it. So anyways, we didn't have fancy cups today. We have white cups, but we're still drinking the tea. And now we're going to move on to the seltzer craze. So I have to admit, I didn't find a lot on the seltzer craze except for like a bunch of stuff about how we don't know what's in LaCroix. We know what's not in it, but not sure what's in it. And I did learn a lot about essence of stuff, which is what is written on the cans of LaCroix is essence of vanilla, essence of this. So in case you wanted to know, essence of whatever is when you take that thing. So say vanilla. Do you know what essence is? No? Okay, so you're going to learn something. So this is my little chemistry brain. I like this stuff. So you take the vanilla and then you put it into like a thing with boiling water, and then all the vapors boil off, right? And so then the vapors are caught, right? And then they're like filtered into this other holding tank. And in that holding tank, the oils and the water will separate, and then they take the oils off. And then that's the essence. So now you know. Essence of. So we do know that LaCroix has essence of things in it. So now you know how they get the essence. It's like the vapors that are oils.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyways, that's about what I know about seltzer LaCroix. But it's a good thing we have Heather here because she is going to tell us what are the different kinds of carbonated beverages, waters that are like under the umbrella of seltzer water.
Right. Well, so actually the carbonated water is the umbrella, and then under that you have you've got your sparkling mineral water. Yeah. And that's naturally occurring. Yeah. Comes out of the spring.
So that's like the Perrier.
That's the Perrier, and that's the what's the other?
We call it Perrier.
Well,
like Derriere, but it's Perrier. It is Perrier.
French,
the fancy Perrier.
And Pellegrino. So those are like naturally occurring sparkling mineral waters.
So I read actually that the Perrier came over or was kind of created in like 1898, which is so long ago, right? So that's been way longer than I've been born. And then it was here, but then it left, right? But then it came back in like the 1980s. It started making a comeback. I actually remember that with the green bottles and stuff. Yeah. I remember those commercials. So anyways, that's just a side note on Perrier. Well, and that comes from a spring, right?
Yes, right. So that's a naturally occurring one. It is acidic though. So we're going to come back to like the whole acidity business, but that one's acidic,
teeth, right?
Right. And the Pellegrino is not acidic. So that is just something to kind of keep in mind. But then you also have the seltzer, and what seltzer is the same, it's just not naturally occurring. So they use some sort of like, carbon dioxide, bubbler, like a tank or a cartridge or whatever to, put the carbonation in the water.
Did you know you can like buy those, like bubblers? They're like carbonated beverage makers.
Well, like a soda stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a whole
make like
thing
your
now.
own seltzer water.
Just make your own
or
seltzer.
What is it? Mineral?
Yeah, seltzer. I mean,
seltzer
so it's called seltzer when it's it's like man-made spring water,
Okay.
or, sparkling spring water, and it doesn't have any flavor or sugar in it.
Or maybe it's like man-made city water.
Right. Right. It's not coming from a spring. It's coming from your tap.
It's fluorinated.
But yes, you added up bubbles, and that makes it
Fluorinated.
seltzer.
Yes.
But
okay.
then there's also there's club soda,
Yeah.
which usually what happens there is it's like the same idea, but they've added some salts and things to kind of like neutralize it, and that cuts into that like sort of bitter flavor that
Gotcha.
seltzer can have.
Okay.
And then there's soda water, which is kind of one of those words that we don't really know what it means. Like if you go to a restaurant and you ask for soda water, they're like, are you talking about seltzer? Do you want tonic? What do you want? Spring water? We don't know what you want.
Okay.
So that's not a real word.
So know what you want and don't order soda water.
Right. And then there's tonic water, which is, mostly people just mix it with gin, but it's the same stuff, but then it's got sugar.
Gin and tonic water.
I think
it's
that's
water.
Yeah. But it's not. It's really more
goes under your alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like it's more like soda because it's got sweetener in it.
Right. And alcohol.
And well, then you add the alcohol, and that's a whole other thing. Yes.
Okay.
So
and that's called tonic water.
That's the tonic water.
That's like the old where you got sick, when you were my parents' age, and they got sick, and then they got the tonic water
because it had quinine in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
good thing they didn't die. Do you know, I have this bottle actually at home. We're digressing a little bit. I have this bottle and it's cough syrup for kids. It's kids cough syrup from like early 1900s, right?
Cool.
And it still has cough syrup in it. And I want to open it and smell it, but I haven't. But it, like, I was reading the ingredients, right? And like I can't remember how much, a large percent alcohol. It's like, just put the kid to sleep.
That's right. That's all we can get for you.
Yeah, and you'll get better. So it's like tonic water.
Yes.
Have some of the tonic water. Okay. Right. So anyways,
then, so the next question is like,
what is it good for?
Yeah.
Is it good for anything?
It is good for anything. So
it gives you the bubble guts.
Right.
Like you should never drink. I mean, there's like, do you drink ginger ale when you get sick with an upset stomach or not? Like there's all this data that says, the carbonation makes your stomach upset, right? So it's probably not a pro.
Right. I think it depends like what kind of upset you've got going on.
Yeah.
Right? Because like sometimes you do want that sort of bubbly like Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, that's true.
But
anyways.
It does, it does contribute to hydration. So you've got that going for you. Like, it's like drinking water, except it's
but not
bubbles.
the tonic one.
Not the tonic one.
Or the soda one, because we don't even know what that is.
Right. Don't drink that. We don't know what that is. But yeah, it, for some people, they don't like to drink plain water. So
a lot of people.
If they, have little bubbles and then they make it and they want to drink it more, then that's good.
Right. And they have essence of something in it, right?
And you got your essence.
My mom hates water. Like she's like, I don't know how you drink that. It's so plain. And so then she grabs her diet soda and it like drives me bonkers. And I'm like, Mom, you have diabetes. That does not, the diet, no. You should not drink soda ever. And the diet doesn't mean you can drink it because you're diabetic. So maybe she should try this.
So yes, this might be a good
flavored,
a good option. Yes, because usually it doesn't have sugar in it, especially seltzer. Because like we said, it's all just the bubbles.
Kind of salty too,
and it's got a little
some minerals.
And some people say that it might help a little bit with fullness. I think it's probably very temporary, but creates a little
something
bit
in there, right?
Right, a little bit of fullness factor.
Yeah.
There's some studies saying that it helps with swallowing, like people have swallowing problems.
Because you're swallowing?
I don't know why, because it just has like, it's almost like texture.
Yeah.
To your drink.
Bubbly.
Right. So it doesn't like, you're less likely to choke on it. I don't know.
There you go.
And then people who have like persistent, clearing their throat.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes some people do that a lot. And maybe
do you know what I see that with? GERD. A lot.
Yes,
GERD.
For sure.
So maybe it's just that they're drinking it down. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's helping their GERD directly or what it's doing, but or you could just.
Or sometimes, you know what, you can see that with asthma.
Mm-hmm.
Like cough variant asthma, they'll cough or they'll clear their throat a
Yeah.
lot.
I do
So, yeah.
that.
Do you have asthma?
That is me.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
There you go. So do I.
I should drink tonic or
Tonic.
seltzer.
No, not the tonic.
Seltzer.
Seltzer water.
Okay, and then
Okay.
and then possibly constipation.
Because it's water.
I don't know, but there
I would
was a
say.
study done, and it was better than water. It wasn't just the water factor. it
Maybe
was the
because they were
seltzer
drinking more. Oh, maybe.
I mean, I would think that too, but that's not what they said. That wasn't
It wasn't.
that wasn't the conclusion, because you think that scientists could figure out, like, hey,
Hey, Gail.
it's just water.
Welcome.
Hey.
Thanks for watching.
Yay!
So constipation, and it was the It
And
was
it's
the seltzer, the
seltzer,
bubbly part,
mhm.
the carbonated part.
We don't know the mechanism, but that
Interesting.
was what was found. So
So
So lots of
maybe it's
possible
good
pros.
for like irritable bowel constipation.
yeah, perhaps. But for people who have irritable bowel that are prone to
Diarrhea.
like bloating and stuff,
Yeah, you don't want it.
then
Which
it's not
kind
gonna
of
be
goes
good.
along with the constipation side, really.
Yeah, I
because
know, you're
they're
right.
like, it's the slow gut. But so it might be okay. I mean, it might be worth a shot if you're wanting to do something natural. Sorry, I've got like this itch in my eye.
Right, it might work. It might
Then
help.
maybe just getting the gut to move. Maybe it stimulates the gut. Maybe the bubbles stimulate the gut. Like it's just a stimulation there. I don't know.
It's a good theory.
All right. So what are the bad side?
So-
The downs.
So there's not a lot of
Downs.
downside. I mean, you've got this potential for bloating, and if you're prone
Yeah.
to bloating, then this is just going to add to that.
What about
But
your
for the
it-
teeth, that is kind of the big question, is like, is it bad for your teeth? And if you do a Google search, you will see articles that say absolutely never drink this stuff, and then, oh, it's fine, and it's really
I
annoying.
gotta love that.
Like,
Right?
that's the internet for
I
you.
don't know what's
So
good.
I think the reality is this, that the more acidic a food or drink, the more potentially harmful it is for your teeth. right?
So like the Perrier
Yes,
is acidic, right?
right.
So the Pellegrino.
would be better
Might be
if you're
better.
going to choose between those two things.
What
get
is
the Pellegrino.
LaCroix?
So LaCroix, I tried to look it up, and it seems to be a black box.
It
Nobody
is.
knows.
It's
And
like nobody
the
knows
thing
what's in
they
it.
said was that it depends on the flavor, like that can
Mm.
affect the acidity. But
Maybe
you
it's
can,
the essence.
right, the different essences can affect your the pH.
Yeah.
So you can actually get pH papers. Like if you're serious about this,
It's
you
called
get,
litmus paper.
yeah, and you can get it on Amazon or wherever.
Super cheap, and you
Mhm.
just rip a piece off and dip it in,
And then you would know.
and then you're all scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think acidic
So
would
what
be
pH
like,
are you looking for?
I think over 6 or maybe even
Oh, okay.
closer to 7. I mean, 7 would be neutral.
That's
right?
what you, yeah, right.
That's
so
what you want
you
ideally.
want something 6 or 7.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing.
We should have bought a few cans of LaCroix
We
and
could be
like
drinking
yeah,
them?
no, just so we could test them.
Oh, that
would be kind of
cool.
cool. Yeah,
Science.
we might do that next time.
Yeah.
Just because I wonder.
But here's the thing about it is, if you're eating it with a meal, like, it's
We
fine.
got other stuff,
You're not worried
Yeah.
about your teeth.
right?
It's more like if
As
you're
long as your
sipping-
meal isn't full of like citrus food, right?
True. But like if you're sipping it throughout the day, I think that's where you're going to be more concerned. Like you're better off with water in between meals. That's
Right.
your ideal choice.
So this would be better with a meal,
Yes.
and then keep the other stuff for like keep the water for in between.
Water for in between.
You know,
Mhm.
I have been thinking about this whole water thing because I want to get my mom to drink more water. Hopefully she's watching. But anyways, so I've been thinking about essential oils in water, you know, because there's some that you can like
Oh, yeah.
ingest,
Totally.
and that would flavor your water because I love peppermint flavored water. Have you ever had that?
I have not had no.
So,
I've used it like to, deodorize and stuff. but I
Yeah,
haven't
or spray your
had it.
breath. Yeah, so peppermint oil is really good for the gut. It
Mhm,
helps
true.
with bubble guts and stuff, and it's actually one of the first line treatments for irritable bowel. And so I sometimes put it in my water just because it tastes good, and then I'm like, this tastes so good, and so then I keep thinking, oh, maybe we could do that. That's like so not even. You could then bubble it.
Right.
And then you're going to have essential oil bubbled water.
I mean, you have your own LaCroix is what you got.
You do. Except for you have the oil
Then you know what you put in it.
and not the essence. Right? We all know what they don't put in it because it says that like everywhere, but we aren't sure what's in it.
Yes.
So anyways.
So the last thing to that people worry about is bone health. And right, because we think about that with soda.
Yeah, because of the phosphates in it, right?
Right.
But this doesn't have phosphates.
That's correct.
Yeah. This is carbonated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, CO2.
Right. It's all about the phosphorus, which is not in any kind of carbonated water. So
because phosphates actually bind up the calcium in your bones. Mm-hmm. Did you know what else? Also, just on the topic of phosphates, the dark sodas, just so you guys all know, are actually linked to pancreatitis. Whoa. Yeah. So you really shouldn't be drinking them. And pancreatitis and like pancreatic cancer. So you shouldn't drink them. Wow. They're not good for you. No. They rot your teeth. They suck the calcium out of your bones, and they obviously work your pancreas way too hard. So not good. But this might be a better option if you need the bubbly.
There you go.
Get something.
You can get your little soda stream.
Yeah. And then your essential oil, and you can.
And your litmus paper.
Or at least like if you're doing it, you don't want to always have don't be always putting the lemon and the orange ones in there, Get something different. I don't know what peppermint would be. I wonder.
I don't know. I couldn't even guess. I'd have to find out.
Yeah. So anyways, added sugar-free. So I love this question actually. This is from Gail. And so I think the question is like, is it okay to add sugar-free flavoring into the water? Like those, what are they? Oh,
well, there's
like the
Propel,
squeezy.
Right.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the little, Is that it? Gail, like the VO or whatever, like you squeeze it in there. So my mom does this, and it drives me up the wall because just because of the dyes in it. A lot of them have dyes, red.
That's true.
For whatever reason, my mom always has red. So and my kids love it, and I'm like,
because we drink and eat with our eyes, and it's red, and so we think it's going to be sweet, right?
And so the dyes have to be filtered out somewhere, right? In your kidneys and your liver. And so you don't want to be adding stuff like water's good for you. Water's good, clear. But then the sugar-free stuff. Okay, so usually the sugar-free has like the aspartame in it or stevia, or what's the other one?
Well, there's
Splenda. Okay. So that way they can say 0 calories, right? Well, the jury is out on whether those are good for you or not. And I am more convinced than I'm not that those are going to be related to cancers in our body. Stevia, on the other hand, stevia comes from a plant, right? But from the leaf of the plant, I believe.
Yeah.
And but you have to know what kind of stevia you're getting. Like there's like this fake stevia out there, and that's fake. It's like chemically generated. So you have to know if you're getting like real stevia or not. So if you're going to add the flavoring, the sugar-free flavoring, I don't even know if there's clear ones, but that's what I would shoot for. And you want them to be probably stevia, sugar-free. And you want to see if, and I do think there are some real stevia ones out there, but I can't remember. Do you remember the name of the alternative stevia? It's like Revia. I don't know. It starts with an R.
Right, but it's going to be similar. And
yeah, it sounds
so
same.
Tricky.
Yeah. So you just,
I think there's also the moderation part too, right?
Oh,
like, if you have it here and there, it's not going to be terrible, but like it maybe shouldn't be your main source of hydration all day long.
Right. And you definitely shouldn't give the red dye one to any of your kids that have ADHD.
Right. So that's Splenda.
That's Splenda. Yeah. So, and your body handles these differently, right? So these alternative sugars, your body, because they're alcohols of sugars, right? You know,
Oh,
I
well,
think they are
sucralose,
like,
yeah.
Sucralose is sugar, like alternative. Right? I mean, it's not fructose.
It's right, like it's just it's very much like it, just a little.
It has a side chain that's different.
Yeah, one little.
But like the stevia, not this. Those are the stevia. It's like an alcohol actually, and they act differently in your brain. And so, from what I understand, your brain actually can't. The shutoff valve to when to stop is actually turned off.
Wow.
So it's kind of like when you drink diet soda. I've heard this with diet soda, and you don't actually know when to stop. Your body actually wants more of it.
Well, I think that's kind of, and yeah, well, it's a matter of certain people respond that way, where they taste the sweet, and then the stomach gets ready for sugar, and then there's no sugar.
Right. It's like tricks you.
Yeah, it tricks you. And so then for some people find it satisfying, and other people never get satisfied because it's this constant, like, I'm tasting sweet.
Where's the sugar?
Right.
Give me the sugar.
Give me more because I'm not getting it.
Right.
So I think not everyone has that reaction, but for people who do, it's not a good choice for those people.
Yeah. So if you're wanting a sweetener, maybe we should talk about sweeteners sometimes.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting a sweetener, I say stevia. What do you say?
Yeah, I would say any of them, like, just in moderation, and otherwise, find, put a little bit of, fruit or juice or something in your water if you need a flavor. Or
essential oil.
Yeah.
One thing with Splenda, so my mom, she's diabetic, and I always have to ask her, what did you put in here before I eat anything? Because she loves to make like cookies and brownies and cakes and stuff for my kids. And I'm like, what did you make this with? Because all I have to do is sip something with Splenda and I get a migraine.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you get a migraine from something you ingest, that means your body hates it. And you should not ingest that. So I learned a long time ago always to ask my mom, what did you put in here? Because otherwise I'm like suffering.
Wow.
Yeah. And she knows now, like brownies and stuff that she's not really going to eat. She'll make it with sugar. But yeah. So anyways, we digress. So anything else on our topic?
Nope. I think that's all. But so should we next week do our healthy fats?
Yes.
We didn't get to?
We should definitely do healthy fats. I think that's a really important topic. So yeah, everyone, next week we're going to do healthy fats. And one thing I want to talk about, or have you answer, is the concentration of omega-3 to omega-6 that our body should have. I think that's like really important to know because we do need both, but when you're like looking at omegas in the aisle, it just says omega, right? And you have to look at the ingredients list to see what kind of omega. So what do we really want? I think that's important.
Okay.
So yeah, and then what kinds will give us what we want. That's a good idea. So hopefully you guys can join us. Sorry, we digressed a lot today and we went over our time, but thanks for sticking with us, and we will see you next Tuesday. And it should be Tuesday.
Yes.
We've had a little weird scheduling this last 2 weeks, but it should be Tuesday, Tea Time Tuesday on a Tuesday. And we will do healthy fats. So if you guys have any other questions, you know the drill, don't hesitate to ask, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. So have a great day, everybody. Bye.